In chemistry, you might be dealing with a really large number or really small, tiny number. To avoid any confusion or any error, we can write these number like this, 6 billion, and number like this with very long leading zeros with 1 to 8 into scientific notation form, which looks much simpler and condensed. The scientific notation is just a method of expressing these large and small number as multiples of 10 with an appropriate exponent. Now, before we go into any problem that I'm going to show you to change the standard form into scientific notation form, let's look at closely what a scientific notation should look like. So these are just a bunch of dashes, and these dashes actually represents what the number or a blank spot, what number should go there. The very first number in a scientific notation would be any number between 1 through 9. So any number from 1 through 9, no zeros, okay? Anything beyond 9, no 10, no 11, so on and so forth. What about this decimal point? It has to be right after that first number. And then everything else over here is any number between 0 through 9. So this could be 0 through 9, 0 through 9, 0 through 9, and 0 through 9. And then it needs to have a multiplication sign and 10 and then an exponent. What number exponent should go here? Well, actually, it's any number. It could be a positive, negative, or even a 0 if you like, for the exponent sign. Now we can go into on how we can write the standard form into scientific notation. Let's go with this example. Give the number of significance for each of the following results. Then express each value in scientific notation. So over here, let's just see 0.0105. So first we need to find the sig figs for this one. So what's the sig figs for this one? Then on the right, we're going to write the scientific notation. Sig figs for number 1, there are 3. Sig figs number 2, if you don't count the leading 0, there are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sig figs. Sig figs for this large number, there are 1, 2, 3. Since there's no decimal point at the end, we do not count all of the trailing zeros. So there are 3 sig figs. And this comes into important play when we write the scientific notation. Okay, so notation. Okay, let's go ahead and write the scientific notation for the first one. You see a decimal point here. Now, in front of that decimal point is a number, but it's a 0. Remember, in front of the decimal point, it needs to be a number between 1 through 9. So I need to move this so that the first number is one of these numbers, either 1 or 5. But we travel to the right 1 and 2. We travel, let me show you the jumps. I traveled 1 and 2. And it lands over here so that we have a decimal right after the number 1. So that means I can rewrite this as 1 point, and the rest of the number is 0.5 times 10 to the, well, how many times did it jump to the right? If it jumps to the right, then you would write -2 with appropriate unit, which will be gram. I wrote 3 sig figs in this front area. 1, 2, 3. That should agree with the standard form, which is standard form also has 3 sig figs. If I were to add another 0 here, now that's 4 sig figs, so it would not be congruent. Let's go with number 2 here. How many jumps does this decimal need to jump so that there is a 1 number in the front that is not a 0, and then the rest comes after? So let's see how many jumps we need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. we need to have 4 jumps to the right, meaning I can write 5.0080, the rest of the number goes, and then times 10 to the negative 4 grams. Now let's go into this large number. This large number, you see that there is no decimal point. Well, we're going to imagine that there is a decimal point in the very end if you don't see one. So we're going to imagine that. Now, it can't travel to the right this time because there's no values going that way. And also, we want to have one number in the front and then the rest of the number after. So let's go ahead and travel to the left so that we have one number and the rest follows. Okay, so we're going to travel quite a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Don't stop there because the 90 is now in the front, right? We don't want 90 in the front because that we just want one number in the front. And then so lost train of thought, 15 and then 16. So that would be 9.08 times 10 to the, instead of negative, now I'm going to write positive 16 and then the unit is atoms. Why did I write positive? Because now it's traveling to the other side. If it's traveling to the left, now you need to put a positive value for the exponent. And then it's at 16 times it jumped. Why 9.08? Why not 9.08 with a lot of zeros? I mean, that's because this has 3 sig figs and we need to agree with the standard and the scientific notation. 3 sig figs over here and 3 sig figs over here. All right, you're going to try this learning check and come back and check the key. And here is the key. There might be in cases in which you need to go the other way around, meaning that you have a scientific notation form and now it needs to go back into the standard form. How do we do that? Well, one way is fairly easy. One way you can do this is to just simply punch it into the calculator. So if I were to take the first example, the 2.99 times 10 to the 4th, and I punch that into my calculator, hit enter, I get 29900. So this has 3 sig figs. And this is 29900. Okay, so this also has 3 sig figs. What about this one? I'm going to go ahead and punch this into also the calculator. 7.79 times 10 to the negative 3. And I get 0.00779. This has 3 sig figs. It's 0.00779. This one is not even on scientific notation, but we'll still note it. Sig fig, 3 sig figs. And I'm going to go ahead and calculate that. And that would be 0.0176 times 10 to the 5th power. That is 1760. Okay. So you can simply do it like that. Now, what if, well, I don't want to do it like that? Is there a different way? Yes, there is a different way, which I'm going to show you right now. And if you see 2.99 and it's 10 to the 4th power, that 4 is a great indication of how this decimal point is going to move. The thing is it going to move to the left or is it going to move to the right? At this point, if it's a positive value, it's going to move to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then put a decimal there. And in between these two humps, you're going to write the zeros. Okay, So if I were to rewrite this, it will be 29900, right? What about for this one, right? The number 3. We have 0.176. We're going to move this decimal to the right 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Since there's no number here, we're going to put a 0. Hence why this is 1760. What about this one? 7.79 times 10 to the negative 3. That means it needs to travel to the left 3 times from the decimal. 1, 2, 3. And put a decimal there, and any in-between number, you're going to put the zeros. So that's 0.00779. So if you want to go in a backwards way, and if you feel like you're confident enough to just do it by counting, go ahead and do it like that. Or if you feel like I just need an extra support, then use a calculator to help you out. Let's do a learning check based on this. Give the number of sig figs for each of the following results, then express each value in standard notation. Try this and come back and check the key. And here is the key. Now, please note that over here, I have put a decimal point here, and here I did not. The reason why is because I want to keep the sig figs the same as the scientific notation. The scientific notation for here is 3, and so is this one, 3 for the standard, because there's no decimal point. If there was a decimal point, then this would have a total of 7. Over here, I put a decimal point here because there's 5 sig figs shown on the left, so I want to keep it at 5 sig figs, which means I need to put a decimal point to account for that last 0 to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.